if you feel that you are always trying to hold everything together, holding on to people, to situations, even to yourself, and yet it seems that everything slips through your hands, breathe. You are not alone in this silent exhaustion. This space is an invitation to rest, to look differently at what life keeps trying to show you. There is an invisible pain in trying to hold the whole world in our hands. We cling to people, to plans, to identities, believing that control will protect us from rejection or abandonment. But control only leaves us exhausted. Alan Watts used to say, life is not a straight line to be mastered, but a dance that can only be lived. When we let ourselves be carried by its rhythm, the more we strive for security, the more insecurity we create. Only surrender brings freedom. Try something simple. Release small daily anxieties. Let a message wait. Breathe through a silence. Allow life to move without your constant grip. Remember, a wave that tries to separate itself from the ocean will disappear. It is only by being water that it finds its true strength. The ego hides a subtle suffering. Our obsession with maintaining a solid identity often isolates us and keeps us anxious. What's reminded us of the Eastern vision? There is no isolated self, only a process, a flow in constant transformation. When we stop searching for who we truly are, we realize we already are what we were looking for. You can feel it in the simplest things, the body breathing, the mind moving, all part of the same living current, like the flame of a candle, never the same at any instant, and yet always light. There's also a silent weight in taking life too seriously. The rigid search for a single purpose suffocates spontaneity. Alan Watts spoke of the divine game, Lila. Life is not a mission to be accomplished, but a playful unfolding, where the point is not to win, but to dance. We do not need to prove anything to life. It is already whole in its own movement. Bring playfulness back into your days. Laughter, lightness, simple joy as a daily form of spirituality. Think of a child building sandcastles. They do not fear their collapse because the joy was always in the building itself. Much of our anxiety hides in tomorrow. Projecting ourselves endlessly into the future is a quiet form of exile from the now. But what's taught? Time is not linear, it spirals. There is no fixed future to be reached, only the continuous unfolding of the present. The future is not a place we will arrive at. It is an invention of the present moment. So practice paying attention to the ordinary. Drink water without anticipation. Walk without rushing. Breathe without calculating what comes next. Remember the river. It never hurries to reach the ocean, and yet it always arrives. Precisely because it flows, our culture has taught us to fear emptiness. We fill with noise, with objects, with endless goals. But Watts, inspired by the Tao, reminded us, emptiness is not absence, but potency. It is the space from which all forms are born. Emptiness does not swallow us. It offers us the space to exist. Try something small. Turn one uncomfortable minute of silence into a field of contemplation. The vase is useful, not because of the clay that shapes it, but because of the empty space it holds within. And so it is with life. Control makes us prisoners. Identity isolates us. Seriousness weighs us down. The future pulls us away. And the fear of emptiness keeps us from breathing. But when we let go, we discover a truth both gentle and powerful. Life does not need to be held. It only needs to be lived. Like the river, like the wave, like the flame, you too are part of the dance. And when you stop trying to grasp it, you finally flow. But notice how difficult it is for us to simply flow. The mind wants to grab, to secure, to hold everything still. We try to freeze moments of joy, preserve people as if they were objects, hold ourselves together like statues that must never crack. In this attempt to solidify life, We forget that life is not stone. It is water. It bends. It reshapes itself endlessly. What's said that grasping at life is like trying to capture a melody by holding the notes in your hands. Music exists only when it is played, when it arises and fades. Stop the sound and you kill the song. In the same way, when we cling too tightly, we destroy the very beauty we meant to preserve. Think of the wave again. Imagine it saying, "I must resist. I cannot fall back into the ocean." What happens? It collapses. Its strength lies in surrender, remembering it has never been apart from the sea. You can feel this in your breath. Try to hold it and you suffocate. Release it and life returns. Breath is not something you own. It is a rhythm you join. Inhale, exhale, give, receive, let go, renew. What's reminded us? The sense of a separate self is one of our greatest illusions. We imagine we are islands floating alone. But each island is only the mountain's peak beneath the ocean. Beneath the surface, everything is connected, and still we defend identities as fragile as smoke. We say, "This is me. I must protect this role." But roles shift, bodies age, identities crumble. What remains is not the mask, but the presence behind it. Look at a candle's flame. Each instant the fire is new, yet we call it one flame. So it is with you. You are not a fixed self, but a dance of moments, a continuity of change. This is why what's insisted. Life is not a mission complete, but a game, a cosmic play. How often do we forget, searching endlessly for purpose, as if life were a locked chest? But there is no chest. The treasure is the play itself. Children know this when they build sandcastles. They know the tide will come. Still, they build, laugh, and create. Their joy was never about preserving the castle. It was always about the play. Imagine living with such freedom, to create, to love, not as if everything must be preserved, but as if everything is music, a melody played while it lasts. What's said, you do not need to justify your existence. The flower does not bloom to prove anything. The bird does not sing to be approved. They simply express life, moving through them. Much of our suffering comes from projecting into the future. We treat it as a destination, as though happiness waits like a prize. But what's said, the future is only an idea born in the present. When tomorrow comes, it comes as today, always today. So why exile ourselves into a time that never arrives? Why miss the taste of water, the step of walking, the rhythm of breath, chasing a phantom tomorrow? The river never hurries to the sea, yet it always arrives, because it flows. Whatever you're doing, listening, breathing, sitting, give your attention to its simplicity, the sound of these words, the air moving in and out, the sensations in your hands, your chest. The future can wait. Life is already here. And yet, we fear silence. We imagine it emptiness, so we fill it with noise and tasks. But Watts, drawing from the Tao, said, emptiness is not absence. It is potential, the space where all forms are born. Look at a vase. What makes it useful is not the clay, but the empty space inside. Without emptiness, nothing could be held. Emptiness is not your enemy. It is a condition for life itself. Try 1 minute of silence. At first, it may feel like a void, but stay with it. Soon you notice the hum of life, the beating of your heart, the richness of simply being. And you realize the void was never empty. It was full of presence all along. So yes, control makes us prisoners. Identity isolates us. Seriousness weighs us down. The future pulls us away. And fear of emptiness keeps us from breathing. But what invites us to see? When we release the grip, when we stop clinging, something extraordinary happens. We return to the flow. Yet even here, there is a deeper truth. You are not merely carried by the flow. You are the flow itself. The river does not pass through you. You are the river. The ocean is not outside. You are its wave. The fire is not borrowed. You are its flame. Life feels heavy when you cling because you're holding on to yourself against yourself, like a hand trying to grasp itself, like an eye trying to see itself without a mirror. But the moment you release, the illusion dissolves. And in that release, you discover not only peace, but creativity. For life is not just happening to you. It is happening through you as you. The universe does not dance and then create you. The universe dances you. Every thought, every breath, every gesture is a ripple in the great movement of existence. And when you see this truth, you know there is nothing to prove, nothing to hold, nothing to chase. There is only the endless unfolding of this miraculous now. So rest. Let the hands unclench. Let the mind soften. Let the heart remember. You are not a fragment trying to survive the whole. You are the whole, alive in this fragment. Not an isolated note, but the entire song, singing itself through you. And when you stop trying to grasp it, you do not just flow. You realize you were the current all along.